Hey, good afternoon. It's Lou Pimber here. I wanted to kind of clear the air with a couple of things with you guys. It's really 5 things that the Democratic Party has been getting wrong. They've been going out of their way to try to discredit President Donald Trump when it comes to his response to the coronavirus. All right. So number one, look, Chuck Schumer, according to him, he said that way back in around March 6th, he called and he said, we need to make sure that we enact the Defense Production Act, DPA. And it was his idea that it should have been done sooner, everything should have been done sooner. The truth is, guys, here's the truth. Are you ready? Number one, that's fake news. The real news is this. The real news is Donald Trump had already enacted that. As a matter of fact, 80 different Defense Production Acts he had already enacted. What does that mean? He reached out to the private sector and activated companies to produce PPE, personal protective equipment. So he had already done that. He had already reached out to a lot of people to get that done. So once again, fake news, not true. It sounds good, I guess. It's scary. It makes people think. But the truth is that was already done. Okay? Now, number 2. According to Chuck Schumer, once again, Chuck Schumer, who's been there forever, right? According to him, he said, we need to get a military general in charge of making sure these equipment and supplies are being distributed across the country. Mass hysteria. Everybody's dying, right? Truth is, guys, calm down. The truth is, Donald Trump had already done that. He knew enough to know to put somebody in charge who can handle that. So he spoke to a gentleman from the Navy, Rear Admiral John Polowatsky, or something. Forgive my misspelling of his name, or mispronouncing of his name, but he had already done that. This gentleman has years of experience in handling things like that, and he made sure that the delivery of supplies and resources was taken care of. All right, so hence the hospital, the mobile hospitals in New York, things like that. Look, the Defense Production Act, utilizing the military generals or military leaders to distribute these things and goods and services and protection and treatment of people was very important to the administration. Obviously, it was important to me. I saw it happen with my own eyes. However, the Democratic Party wants you to think, OMG, we're not going to have mass. People are dying, mass hysteria. Guys, that's how they control you, is through fear. All right? Donald Trump was cool, calm, and collected. He had to assess, identify resources available, and he reached out to them like a good entrepreneur does. All right? Now, here comes Nancy Pelosi. Ready? Nancy Pelosi says, she's selling fear. Remember, she likes to sell fear. Right now, there isn't enough equipment available to test and meet the levels that we need. Not enough equipment, not enough testing material, not enough testing equipment to test people. Again, death, destruction, mayhem, ho-hum. The Democratic Party loves to control us, right? Or tries to control us, especially people in the Democratic Party, through fear tactics, right? Look, the truth is this, guys. By the time Nancy Pelosi brought up these great ideas and had these ideas, look, Donald Trump and the U.S. administration, the U.S. had already conducted over 80 million tests. National. 80 million tests. More than any country in the world has. Thanks to the administration. Thanks to the quick response to the administration. The people in charge. Those who were allowed to ramp up the services. Guys, Donald Trump was no dummy. He knew to reach out to entrepreneurs, CEOs of companies that know to get the job done. If Donald Trump simply relied on the government, on politicians to get things done, it would have taken forever. He reached out to the private sector to handle these things. Thank goodness you saw the meeting. CEOs of various companies, from Walmart, you name it, 3M, all those people, they were all there producing equipment, testing equipment, ventilators, things like that. Now, Nancy Pelosi, once again, she says they didn't take the virus seriously in the beginning. I'm sorry, but I was in Chinatown encouraging people to come. Guys, in the very beginning, you know that Donald Trump acted accordingly and swiftly, and as a matter of fact, he was even demonized for that, right? He implemented the no travel ban from China, the travel ban on China, okay? Was called a racist for that, for crying out loud. And then he later limited traveling from other places, other parts of the world. It was done early enough, okay? And on top of that, Donald Trump spoke about the dangers of this coronavirus I believe it was February 4th, I believe, during the State of the Union address. So it was brought up. Remember that State of the Union address where Pelosi went like this and she ripped up the state, that one. So maybe Pelosi should have been paying attention instead of ripping up a State of the Union speech. Maybe she should have been paying attention, right? Look, according to Nancy Pelosi, they want to help American families. They want to help American families, and they probably do. They probably do. They just don't know how to do that because they have been politicians their entire lives, right? So the truth is this, guys. So do we. So does the administration. As a matter of fact, they did. Look how many small businesses were able to thrive because of small business loans, because of loans that allowed business owners to be able to pay payroll to employees. Look how many businesses thrive because of that. Guys, most recently, you saw Donald Trump in Arizona. By the way, I'm with LEXIT in Arizona. And you saw Donald Trump in Phoenix talking to Latino business owners, many of which thanked them for that provision that was allowed, those monies that were allowed. Okay, so look, the truth is Donald Trump has provided unprecedented financial aid to numerous small businesses, large businesses, and individuals out there. Unemployment, the stimulus check, all sorts of things. Guys, the beautiful thing about America is that we're able to write our own story. You see, the Democratic Party wants to write your story for you. You see, America allows you to write your own story. You can be the success story that you've always dreamt of being. The Democratic Party wants you to think you're still on this plantation of victimhood. Look, I don't think so. Look at this. If this Mexican immigrant from Mexico can come to the United States as a child and learn the language and assimilate and live here and go to school here and be a soldier, Army combat medic, and then later on be a cop, undercover drug agent for many years, and medically retire out of that, become an entrepreneur, and be able to share these news with you today, man, you can do the same thing. Why? Because in the United States, we can write our own story. What's your story going to read like? Dude, I'm excited for and guys, look, I'm still a comeback story in progress. I'm not even done. This is Lou Pimber with LEXIT Movement out of Arizona. Buenas noches, espero estén bien. Un gran saludo a mi gente, mis hermanos mexicanos, puertorriqueños, cubanos, de todos. Have a great night, guys.